Hello, everyone. My guest today is Dave Nevogt. He's the co-founder of Hubstaff.com, which helps teams communicate better through automatic time tracking and activity tracking. He's been running the online business since he was 23 and now manages a team of 40 remote employees. Dave was honored as one of Indianapolis' top 40 under 40 entrepreneurs and focuses on teaching others to manage remote teams. Dave, are you ready to take us to the top?
All righty. Thank you.
All right. So I believe it was, January, February, March. It was April of 2016. You were last on the show. And I think you communicated you had about 2,600 customers at that point, about 1.1 million in ARR, 20 employees, no funding. Give us a quick update there and then tell us what the company does for those that are new.
Yeah. So still no funding, still bootstrapped. We're at about 3.8 million ARR now, a little over 7,000 customers. And we still are in the world of time tracking. We do a little more. We've got activity tracking. We've got location tracking, that kind of thing. And just for those of you who don't know, it's basically helping managers and business owners reduce waste in their company.
So how do you go from, again, about a year and a half ago, 2,600 customers to now 7,500? What's driven most of that growth?
Word of mouth, good SEO. We try to get we do advertising. We just basically try to put our product in front of users that are actively searching, and then drive them to a trial.
And if I take obviously the 3.8 million in ARR divide by 12, you're doing about 310, 320 per month right now, something like that.
Yep.
And then if I
315.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect. And then if I divide the 7,500 customers into that, it looks like someone can get started with you for about 40-ish bucks a month. That's the average price point.
43.
Yeah, 43. That's perfect. Good. And then walk me. I mean, so you said you do a lot of SEO, a lot of content, a lot of inbound. Have you tested any paid channels yet or no?
Yeah, we do paid. We have not had a lot of success with that yet. We've been trying for a long time.
Tell me about one of the tries.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried everything. It seems like we've tried everything. I've tried about 5 different consultants. We've tried Facebook. We've tried AdWords. And, it's not like things are terrible. It's just their channel. We have not been able to scale anything into a significant channel.
So a lot of people struggle with this, right? They hear their competitors doing really well. I'm making this up on Google AdWords. So they go, well, I don't know how to do that. Let's go hire a consultant, right? And then the consultant just takes their money and fails miserably. What have you learned about how to hire, especially a remote consultant for this sort of thing?
Yeah, and we've also had in-house people do this as well, and we're doing it right now. I mean, right now our CMO is doing it. I think trials are good. And we've never had to spend a ton of money on consultants doing this. A lot of people charge based on ad spend. A lot of people charge just on flat fee. We prefer a flat fee for this type of work. And basically, just the number one thing is make sure you get somebody that's going to help with analytics and understand what's going on the back end and conversions, not just pumping traffic.
So name a few questions that you might ask someone who you're looking at potentially hiring to be a consultant.
Yeah, number one, look for past success and make sure that they've had success in a similar industry, because B2C does not translate well to B2B at all on paid. Facebook, AdWords, all of that's totally different with B2B. So that would be number one. Make sure that they have success in a very similar thing. E-commerce doesn't translate, at all. So they've really got to understand different things, how to drive that traffic. Understand there's less of that traffic, understand that each sale is worth more money, and understand that basically, conversions are the most important thing when it comes to advertising. And how are you going to track those conversions? And how deep are you going to be involved in the process?
So now what does your fully weighted CAC look like, considering all these experiments you've done?
Yeah, so it's still really low. I mean, it's like $100 right now.
Yep. I'm curious. Let me see how that compared. Yeah. So it was, that's about what you said last time. So about $100.
And we could, most people I think would say to raise that. I think a lot of people would say to raise that.
Why?
But we just, I think, from what I've read a lot is they basically try to say, okay, you want to do about a third of your LTV, which would raise us up to about, $200, $250, right?
So, okay. So you assume customers right now lifetime value is $750?
Yeah, about 700.
Okay.
And and we just feel like we haven't been able to spend that money profitable. So you could spend the money and try, but it's just why spend the money if it's not going to be profitable?
Well, and something else to note is, right, you've been really smart in bootstrapping, and so you have to manage quick payback periods. So if you're only spending $100, you're getting paid back in 2-3 months.
Right, two and a half, yeah, and that's been comfortable for us. It's been pretty flat, but it's been comfortable.
What do you mean flat?
Well, we haven't been able to lower it a whole lot.
Well, I mean, but that's pretty damn low, Dave.
Yeah, it is.
That's a really good payback period. I mean, I talk to people in the Valley all the time. They're talking 12, 16, 18 months. So that's fantastic. Another question here, because I think it's important. A lot of people that listen to the show have large either user bases or customer bases, and they always are looking at how to get new customers versus driving expansion revenue, of a couple of dollars across a big user base. Last time you were on the show, which was a year and a half ago, your ARPU was around $33. It's now up to $44, which is meaningful. That's $10 additional per customer, and you have 7,500 of them. What's driven most of the expansion revenue?
Well, we have introduced a new plan, a new higher price plan, and we also have been building a lot of features that we've added to the higher price plan. So trying to get people to upgrade.
Okay. Can you name one?
Like for instance, like we're just moving a little bit up market regarding like what our customers are looking for, like things like timesheet approvals, time off, that kind of thing. So they're looking to do things with the time, and basically for that, they need to pay for it basically. So they can track all the time they want, and if they're only looking to track time, they can get that in the basic plan, but then they need to upgrade in order to do a lot of advanced things with that time data.
And has there been one specific additional feature that's driven the majority of that upsell revenue? Like one thing is just killing it for you?
Probably like app tracking, that kind of thing, where locations, that kind of thing. So where like locations would be a good example, like GPS locations, where a construction company, for example, can make sure that one of their subcontractors is on the job. On site versus being in their house or whatever. So that's an example. And the more companies that you get that are looking for premium type features, the more that average revenue number per customer rises automatically.
Tell me about churn. So, have these additional products decreased churn at all?
Not really.
Okay.
No, churn's a little bit of a problem right now. We're catching up to that level where, for a long time, churn doesn't really have an effect. And then once these customers start to age, it hits. Well,
you're getting big.
It does matter,
Yeah. So what is it right now?
It's like 6%.
That's not horrible. So 6% logo churn per month.
Yeah.
Okay. And is it if you calculate that on a revenue basis, is it about the same?
It is.
Okay. And is that something that you think is just, it's inherent in the customer you're going after, it's going to happen? Or you think you can bring that down at all or no?
I don't think we can bring it down.
Yeah.
I think we need to fight it I think we need to fight it in ways that are, because, there's other things going on. I mean, like, for example, like 50% of our customers are out of the US. So you've got that going on. You've got, we get very good data from our customers when they leave. It's usually things like, for example, projects ending or going out of business, things that it's not really like, hey, we decided to leave for a better product, or we decided that we're just not using the software anymore. It's not really like that. So it's hard. And then we've done a lot of work with Dunning and things like that, to help with this. So I'm not sure. I think we need to fight it in other ways, like getting more trials in the door, finding new areas to grow into, and that would help us more than continually fighting churn.
Yep. What percentage of the churn is due to credit card failure?
Quite a bit of it, but like probably, if I'm guessing, 1.5%.
Okay. Oh, that's actually okay. I was going to say I was going to expect it to be something like 30 or 40% for you. I remember when we were building.
Oh, sorry, I meant 1.5% of the.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember when we were building Heyo and we had about the same price point as you, about the same amount of customers. It was our biggest frustration was credit card failures because we couldn't put a human on it to reach out to every person to get the card. It just wasn't efficient.
And that's what I was going to, like, with the out of the U.S. There's problems there as well because you've got a U.S. company trying to bill an international company, and there's just higher rates. There are higher failure rates there inherently.
All right, let's switch away from your specific economics for a second. T-sheets. Tell me what you think about T-sheets.
They did great. Obviously, they did very well. I mean, they had a very good business. They had a good business model. They built it well, and yeah, I mean, congrats to them.
When Matt came on the show, I mean, he shared, they were doing about $30 million in AR. Intuit paid essentially a 10x multiple on it. Do you think Intuit overpaid?
No, I don't think so, because they've got a great product and a great customer base, and I mean, I'm not one to judge that, I guess, in the first place, but look at what QuickBooks can do with the product once it's theirs, and they've been building that product. There's a lot to these things. I mean, we've been building for 5 years, and we're not even close to being done yet.
Oh, yeah, it's very hard. They created that thing. Matt launched it in 2006.
Yeah, and it's a very hard technology to build. And so,
what makes it hard?
A lot of desktop clients, mobile apps. We've got 2 mobile apps. We've got Chrome extensions. We've got Windows, Mac Linux. We've got web-based JavaScript timers. We've got the whole server side. So when you talk to for example, like a web-based only, right, software. I mean, they're dealing with one piece of code, and we've got 6.
So if Brad from Intuit came and offered you the same 10x multiple, so offered you $38 million to sell, would you sell?
That's getting really close. I mean, it's like very close, because we think that we can grow. So, for example, like our goal this year is to double again, so to 6. So that's why it gets very close.
Did you double year over year? So like 13 months ago, you were about 150.
Yeah, it was like 95%.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And we're trying to do that again. We're trying to do that again. So in the next 2 years, and that's the goal. And we think we can do that through some of the, we think we can do that. But it's going to be hard. And point is this would be kind of a bad time to sell if we can do that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, if you believe you can keep doubling, of course, you should never sell that company. It's a question of what's the risk in execution, right? Let me ask you another question. So Matt told me when he came on the show, again, CEO of T-Sheets, he felt like he was cheating. And I said, what do you mean by that, Matt? He's like, well, we're ranked number 1 in the Intuit App Store for this thing. So our ARPUs are higher than normal, and people are super sticky because they're in the Intuit ecosystem. Do you have that kind of relationship with any other tools like Intuit?
No.
So
working on it.
I was going to say, is it just that's just a hard thing to do?
It's a hard thing to do. You've got to build. You've got to build for. Well, you've got to be. Well, they've been there for a long, long time. It would be very hard to overcome like T-Sheets in Intuit Marketplace. Because it's just they've got the rankings, they've got the ratings, they've got they got the relationships, they've got the users. So it'd be hard. It's hard to do, and it's kind of like one of those things where it's like once you're there, and you've got to build for their product, and there's a lot of risk in that. So, for example, I mean, if I'm going to build for their marketplace, there's a lot of risk in that because I don't really know that that's even going to work. Like, for example, we have integrations. We've got a lot of integrations, but it's not very the pickup rate is not very high for our product for whatever reason. Now, for T-Sheets, it's a little different. They've got a different type of product and different type of customer.
Yeah. And they built that into their UI. It's kind of like when I use Tinder, right? When you use Tinder, about every 40 or 50 swipes, doesn't matter if it's left or right, they'll say, are you enjoying Tinder? And you rate it. And then they say, hey, well, you go leave this in the App Store now. So like, I remember when Matt gave me the tour before the podcast research I did with him, I mean, he showed me where on the onboarding they would go ask people to go rate it specifically to get that one spot. Yeah. Who drives you right now of all your partnerships? Which one? I know you don't get any significant lift from any of them, but who's the best at driving you leads?
Yeah, and it is. I wouldn't say as a whole it's significant, but for us, you've got the freebies like you've got Trello, you've got Asana, you've got that kind of thing. That's the most for us just because of the volume.
Yep. Do you get traffic from these tools that kind of connect other tools like the Zapiers of the world, Segments?
We don't have those integrations.
Got it. And that's just a limit on your engineering time, right?
Well, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, that is. And we have a lot of engineers. I mean, but we've got about 25 engineers, so it's not it's small team, but it's just limit.
Yep. And you obviously, I love that you're bootstrapped. I love that you're an indie. I think that's so important and wonderful. I mean, is there anything chipping away at your resistance to, again, raising capital? Do you think it might be something you consider to drive future growth or no?
Well, Jared and I just kind of wanted to build this thing as a lifestyle
Jared's
business.
your co-founder?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we've been together since the very beginning. And the two of us own it right now. And if we get another party involved, I don't know. It's just it's not totally appealing to us. And even the bigger reason is that, yes, I think we could find money. I think we could find some money in better ways than raising capital and giving away equity.
Like what?
So friends and family, if we needed money, we don't really need the money.
The real thing is you don't know where you'd spend the money to drive accelerated growth.
Other than building the product, other than going out and finding awesome engineers and basically just saying, you know what? But even with that all said, we're getting to the point now where we don't even, there's more engineering, but you're not starting from scratch.
Yeah. And you're cash flow positive, right? Because you're bootstrapped.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, good stuff, man. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, what's your favorite business book?
The 80-20 principle.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying right now?
Not really. Not really. Just keeping heads down, implementing.
That's good. Number 3, besides your own, what's your favorite online tool for building your business?
Google Forms.
How do you use Google Forms?
My job is hiring, and it helps save me a lot of time with hiring.
Got it. Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
8, 9.
Yeah, that's pretty good. What's your situation? Married, single, you have kids?
Yep. Two 2 kids.
Okay. And how old are you?
38.
38. Last question. What do you wish your 20-year-old self knew?
To really, I guess, add value to the world, and you'll get paid back. Every time I've done well is when I'm creating new things.
Yep. Guys, there you have it from Dave. Add value to the world. You get paid back. HubSpot's doing well, growing 100% year over year. About 13 months ago, doing 150 grand a month in revenue. Now up to 316 grand a month in revenue. So $3.8 million run rate, 6% logo churn per month. He's working on bringing that down. Bootstrap, totally bootstrapped, which I love. They're now up to 7,500 paying customers, paying about 43-ish bucks per month. They've got a team of 40 people, totally remote, getting the paid back on their CAC in under 3 months. Healthy economics, again, helping with everything related to time tracking, hiring, employee management, things of that nature. Dave, thank you so much for taking us to the top.
Thank you.